Former Miss Ohio says she was threatened by a student at Ohio State and the university did nothing. It all followed an opinion article that she wrote for the Washington Times.
Investigator Brooks DeRose lays out the controversy, creating a firestorm on social media. Brooks?
Guys, from beauty queen to OSU law student, Madison Jessiano says she's always been interested in journalism and legal analysis. She writes articles about hot button issues for the Washington Times. They're geared toward millennials, but she says some of her classmates took aim at her instead of her article.
Please welcome Ohio.
In 2014, Ohio State grad Madison Jessiano was competing for the crown in Miss USA. A political science major, she decided to return to campus and earn a law degree, all while balancing a job at the Washington Times, recording weekend briefings from her Columbus apartment.
This is your exclusive Washington Times weekend briefing.
She also writes an opinion column called Millennial Mindset. The topics include politics and social issues aimed at sparking debate and discussion. But one recent article did more than that. The headline reading, "The #1 killer of Black Americans." Using stats from the CDC, Madison explains how abortions play a role in a segment of the American population. Madison is pro-life, but unhappy readers didn't attack the article. They attacked her.
They attempted to brand me as a racist, a bigot, just called me names.
One tweet said, "Racist Madison Jessiano tries to white-splain reproductive health, doesn't understand science." Another post said,
"I am so salty that this twit is wasting my precious holiday time and energy. So salty."
Madison says she didn't let it bother her until she saw a Facebook message from a fellow OSU law student. It read, "The government cannot take action against you for your offensive and racist article, but your colleagues can."
I did not know who this girl was. It was very unsettling to me. I was scared. I was concerned.
She saw it as a threat and called her parents. They told her to meet with the dean of the Moritz College of Law, so she did. But she says the focus of the meeting was more about the article and less about the perceived threat.
Do you think they ever addressed your threat that you brought to them?
I don't. I don't at all.
Madison says after the meeting she heard very little. Emails show she even expressed it to one of the deans, saying, "I have not yet heard back, and I hope to receive more information regarding this concern soon."
The way they handled this is wrong, and I think something needs to be done about it.
What do you want to see done?
First, I'd like to see a public apology from them. I'd like to see an assurance that not only will this not happen to me again, but this won't happen to any other students. And moving forward, they will take all threats seriously and investigate them.
Ohio State would not go on camera, but said in a statement these threat allegations were investigated at 3 different levels, and the university, College of Law, and police department promptly informed her of their conclusions. OSU says the threats were unfounded, but Madison thinks the perceived threats were ignored, and she says malicious posts kept coming. Like a Snapchat picture at OSU with the caption, "We are here to fight Madison."
And the #1 killer of brain cells is this pathetic excuse for journalism.
OSU says we do not tolerate threatening behavior, and the university and the College of Law have robust systems for responding to alleged threats, and appropriate action is taken.
Did they give you any suggestions of how to address the threat or threats that you may have been receiving?
No suggestions. The only thing they offered during the meeting was a facilitated discussion where I would explain myself to the other students, which I obviously denied and was not at all comfortable with.
And what did you feel when they told you that?
Oh, I felt pretty insulted, and I just thought it was another example of them not taking the threat seriously at all, because if it is a serious threat, a facilitated discussion would not be a good way to address it.
The university said it offered her support, but the student did not follow up or respond to these offers.
Has it ever been discussed in any of your classes, undergrad or graduate school, what to do if you feel there's harassment, there's a threat, anything like that?
Not at all.
Never?
Never. Not once. I've been here for 6 years.
That's a problem.
Yeah. I think it's very concerning, especially because we're seeing so much more bullying and threats going around campus, not only here but at other campuses.
Madison says despite the backlash and what she thinks is inattentiveness by the university, it hasn't stopped her from doing what she loves.
I think if anything, it makes me want to continue to write.
The College of Law sent an email to all law students 3 days after Madison's meeting with the deans, addressing the discussion around issues of race, ideology, socioeconomic status, and other matters. An Ohio State spokesperson tells us we vigorously uphold and defend each and every student's free speech rights, and we do not silence or avoid ideas and debates.
Would you ever recommend any student take a threat to the school leaders?
I would, because I think that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take it to them. And I think moving forward, I hope that they will handle it better and they will not treat another student the same way.
Ohio State says it wants its school community to understand complex issues and generate serious discussions of law and policy. So now we want to know what you think. Answer our ABC6 Facebook poll question. Did OSU do enough to protect and respond to these perceived threats toward former Miss Ohio Madison Jessiano? You can vote now by going to our ABC6 Facebook page. I'm Brooks DeRose, ABC6 Investigators.